Hello, my name is Calvin, and I will be demoing a workflow to streamline the adoption of Vector from Fluentd. This workflow is important as Fluentd is deprecated and slated for removal in a future release of the cluster logging operator. Prior to version 5.8 of the operator, only one cluster log forwarder custom resource could exist in a cluster. The introduction of the multi-log forwarder feature now allows the concurrent creation of multiple forwarders, facilitating the deployment of both Vector and Fluentd collectors simultaneously. To start, I would deploy a cluster logging and cluster log forwarder instance configured with Fluentd as the collector. This represents the legacy deployment where both custom resources are singletons named instance in the OpenShift logging namespace. Here, I've configured the forwarder to send application logs to the default Loki stack store. The application I have running is a BusyBox pod generating logs in the BusyBox namespace. The resulting pods are named collector with a total of 6 instances. Using the OpenShift console, you can see logs populating the store. Now I'll create another forwarder in the same namespace utilizing Vector as the collector. There are a few differences from the legacy workflow to the new one. First, a custom forwarder does not rely on a cluster logging custom resource. Second, a service account with specific log collection permissions must be present. Third, the name of the forwarder cannot be named instance. Lastly, Vector is the only supported collector, eliminating the need for explicit definition. Before applying the custom forwarder YAML file, I would create a new service account named testsa bound to the collect application logs cluster role in a cluster role binding. To configure this new forwarder, I've named it custom Splunk forwarder. The service account name used is the one I created before, testsa. This forwarder will send logs to an on-cluster Splunk instance. Now, when I apply this YAML file, you will see the collector pod spinning up, each named similarly to the custom forwarder. Using Splunk's real-time search, logs can be seen flowing into Splunk. Finally, I can delete the cluster logging and cluster log forwarder singleton instances that utilized Fluentd. Vector is now the primary collector and concludes the transition from Fluentd to Vector. Thank you.